Hi, Justin FM here. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you know why customers buy? Why they accept your offer? There's a really cool set of 4 questions, buying questions, that almost everybody goes through in their head as they're approaching any given offer. And I got this from a really great book called The Irresistible Offer by Mark Joyner, and I highly recommend that book. It's, again, The Irresistible Offer. The 4 buying questions are: what are you trying to sell me? How much does it cost? What's in it for me? And last but not least, why should I trust you? Let's look at the first question. What are you trying to sell me? So the importance of this question is kind of dependent on how well the solution to their problem is known. So in other words, if your sink is leaking, you know you need a plumber. The solution to the problem, the plumber, is a real obvious choice. If you are having trouble getting customers in and you need marketing help, there's a lot of different options, and the specific solution isn't necessarily obvious. There are a lot of different solutions to that, and so then you need to be more specific about the solution that you're offering as far as explaining what you're trying to sell them. But the goal here is for them to understand what you're trying to sell them, what you're offering them. The second question is, how much does it cost? You have to be clear that that's always a question that's going to be in people's mind, is how much does this cost? And they're looking for any clue to answer that question. Now, sometimes you'll just give out a price. You'll say it's $49.95 or whatever it is. However, sometimes you're just going to give an indication, like, we're not the cheapest, but we're the best, or we have the best rates, or whatever it is. Whatever the clue is that you want to give them that says this is the cost that it's going to be. The third question is, what's in it for me? And it's interesting because you look at the first question, what are you trying to sell me? You'd think that what's in it for me might be really identical to that. And if you're describing the solution, then that might be the case. However, a lot of times, what's in it for me, if we go back to the plumber as an example, you have a leaky pipe, so that's your problem, and you need a plumber, that's what the service is. However, what's in it for the customer is clean floor that's not sopping wet, or solving that problem so that they don't have the leaky pipe anymore. It's like that old marketing concept of people don't buy a drill because they want a drill, they buy a drill because they want holes. That's the benefit versus the feature. And a lot of times we get too caught up in our features and we make the assumption that people understand what the benefits are. But even in cases where people understand what the benefit is, then you'll do better by explaining the benefit, and a lot of times going back to the problem and then showing how the benefit solves the problem. As far as communicating the benefits, then starting with the problem will help you communicate the benefits. The last question is, why should I believe you, or why should I trust you? Now, you can do this. The 26 years in business is one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons people put that in there, is because it indicates reliability. You know, how would they stay in business if they weren't reliable? Customer testimonials, awards and certifications, all those things can be indications to people that you are trustworthy. A lot of it does go to your actual message, though, or whether what you're offering is credible and whether it feels believable. No matter how good your offer is, and in fact, even if your offer is great, or especially if your offer is great, sometimes you'll end up with some resistance there, like, oh, it's too good to be true. So having believability, where people can not only believe and trust you, but also they understand why you're offering something. So a lot of times when you give someone something for free, assuming it's something of value, then you need to explain to them why you're able to give it to them for free and what you're hoping to get out of it. And being upfront about that will increase your credibility tremendously. So how do we use these questions? Well, this is a way to evaluate all of your marketing materials as a whole. And so you look at your entire marketing message that you are communicating to your customers, and then you can check these off and you can evaluate how well you are communicating these different parts. Now, to bring this back to the book, The Irresistible Offer, the goal of an irresistible offer is to answer as many of these 4 questions as possible. You don't have to answer all 4 of them, in a way that makes it obvious that your ideal customer would have to be a fool not to purchase, or at least to learn more about you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me. Also, if you like this video and you want me to create more like it or get into this in more detail, contact me and let me know. Thanks. Have a great day.